Well, you're a busy person who would like to get into shape but don't have the time. Well, it can be done. You can incorporate a fitness regime into your busy schedule. We'll give you some examples of that coming up. This is the schedule. This is the program that Dave, Heidi, and I are on. I've lost 20 pounds in this program already, and I didn't think I had 20 pounds to lose. I knew I had some pounds.
A few.
I mean, it's so great now. Even my wife is looking at me. It's nice. Anyway, Paul Rosenberg joins us now. You're our personal trainer. We work with you 3 times a week. You give us a special diet that we need to stick to. When I first started this program, that was one of my main concerns, and I think that's a main concern of a lot of people. They just simply don't have the time to do it. But you have some tips to give us that makes it a little easier.
Yes, you've got to make exercise and your cooking, your meal preparation, one of your top priorities. That's how you're going to be successful with the program, is by planning out in advance.
And you have these tips listed for us that we could go ahead and take a look at to give people specific tips on how to manage their time. The number one, prepare your meals in advance. You just said that. Set a specific time to exercise. Explain this next one. Make sacrifices if necessary.
Well, a lot of people need to learn how to prioritize exercise into their life. And, let's say, for example, you need to go to bed an hour earlier so you can get up an hour earlier so you can get your workouts in. Mm-hmm. If you're not prioritizing your exercise, then it's just left to be when it's convenient.
Not in lieu of family commitments, things like that, but in lieu of maybe an hour's sleep, maybe a half hour's sleep, in lieu of some other things that maybe waste your time. Circuit train, and that's mixing the cardio with the weight training, and make exercise a top priority. You kind of touched on that right now. When you do join Real Results Fitness program, realresultsfitness.com is the website, you get a book that has a schedule that looks like this. And it has specifically every hour of the day that you're possibly awake, and it lets you fill this in.
Yes. The blank schedule is very appropriate because you're going to have to plan when you're going to get your cardio in, when you're going to do your exercise, when you're going to cook your food, when you're going to shop.
Yeah, you need to shop at least twice a week to get the fresh food, to get the vegetables and everything that this program does demand. Here's an example of some of the food, though, that you have. This is kind of small to read, but basically it gives you the directions on making rice. And also, the best, I guess, idea is to make it all one day and then save it for the week.
You could make your brown rice for up to 30 days in advance, and that way you just don't have to do it very often because it freezes. So this picture right here shows you, like, for example, that you could do it for a whole week. And then, as you see, you just store it in Tupperware. You just take that with you every day to work. It just makes it that much easier so that you're not having to make unwise choices or go out to eat all the time.
All right, nobody's saying that this program is easy. It does take a commitment, like we just mentioned, and it does take some planning. Is that the biggest excuse, I guess, that you do get when you first meet with clients, that they just simply don't have the time?
Absolutely, but again, that goes back, in my opinion, to where you've got to prioritize this. It's got to be one of your top priorities, and then you're going to make time to do it. Because if you don't, then it's just left up to convenience. And when you have some spare time, and it's not going to happen like that.
Heidi says that I am obsessed. And you know what? I say 100%, you got to be, if you want to obtain your goal, and you kind of preach that.
To a certain extent, you do. And not to sound odd, but you've got to be robotic about it a little bit, to where eventually it just becomes a habit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but if it's not on the forefront of your mind, if it's not a priority, then the likelihood of it happening on a regular basis, and that's what you need in order to get what you want, to become consistent.
The biggest seller of your program, the before and after pictures. You can take a look at this guy. My goodness. Who is this, and how did he have the time?
He doesn't have a significant amount of time. His name's Ken Bossingham. He's one of our clients. He's a CEO of a major gaming corporation here in town.
He looked in shape in the before pictures on the left.
A little. He wasn't in terrible shape, but he lost 40 pounds right there.
How many weeks?
That took him 8 to 10 weeks.
My goodness.
But he also has 2 kids, so
he had to take your tips and follow them to the T and plan his time.
He doesn't have a lot of time to waste. He's not going to be staying up and watching movies at 10 o'clock at night.
But I mean, maybe the 10 o'clock news on Fox 5, or maybe waking up and watch things. You got to prioritize that, of course. All right, thanks a lot, Paul. We'll join you tomorrow at the gym, Las Vegas Athletic Club.
Be ready.
I'll be ready. Real Results Fit, if I can find the time. RealResultsFitness.com is the website if you two want to check it out. In the meantime, let's send it back to the 2 strapping young lads, Heidi and Dave.
Fit.
Ted is obsessed. I mean, yeah.
But he's right. I mean, you really
But look at him. He's lost 20 pounds in like 7 weeks.
You really have to be dedicated.
Yeah,
by the way, every time Paul's like, be ready, he says that every time.
And he kicks your butt.
Like we're expecting to come in and watch movies and eat Cheetos or something.
True.
I mean, we know what we're in for.